Okay, welcome to Valtasole in northern Italy. We have Luca Baron from France on course, bib number 93. He is a young athlete from France. He's looking good down the course now. To get this left move, and one of the crux moves down the course is to be close to this big rock and get the boat rotated left. You can then accelerate and take on the next two stoppers. He's doing this very well. Nicely through there, and he needs to accelerate down to the finish. That looks good. Let's keep going straight, and that should be quite a good time, I think. Next on course, Simon Oven from Slovenia, bib number 94. He's the reigning world champion in Classic and European champion in Classic from 2 days ago. He's paddling very nicely, has a very distinctive style. Oh, quite a big mistake, he should be okay. I think he's going to need some help to get out of there. Unfortunately, that's his race finish for today, I think. But he will get to go again in the second runs. Hopefully the rescue can help him out of that position before the next competitor comes down. That's it, he's got himself freed off. He's got time to continue and get a time. He might have a wave for the crowd on his way. And on course now is Maxence Bourreau from France, one of the top French paddlers. Missed out on an individual medal in the Classic event the other day. But he's looking very in control at the moment. He'll be hoping to go straight through to the final. So let's see what time he can do. Very nice line through there. Timing his strokes with the waves. And up goes the rates. Nicely past that stopper into there. He'll keep it straight on down towards the finish. And let's see what time he can do. Okay, we have a short pause now until Women's C1 starts. Okay, we're on course with Women's C1. It's quite a new category to whitewater racing. And we have a few developing nations and people here for the first time. We have Petra Soskova from Slovakia on course. Slovakia have got a great history in canoe classes in whitewater racing. Oh, and just hit her tail. Will she be able to roll up? Almost. Come on, Petra. Get the boat back up. No, she's out and swimming, and the safety guys will look after her fine. So, there she is. Safety guys are just down here under commentary, and I'll go for her first and bring her into the bank safely. There we go, and then I'll do some other guys look after her boat. Okay, next on course we're waiting for Ida De Santos. She's on course, having a little bit of difficulty at the top, just switching paddle. It looks like she's going to spin, I think. Go around. It's very difficult for some of the ladies in Women's C1. They're not quite as strong as the guys, so they do struggle a little bit sometimes. And Spain is just starting to come and compete at more and more whitewater races. It's great to see them here, but she's managed that really, really well. She's got a good line coming down towards the rock on the left. Nicely through there. That's it. A little bit cautious, supporting a little bit, but she's good. She looks determined. She's going to keep the boat on track, get the nose back out into the flow, and she'll be away. So apart from a small mistake at the beginning, it's a good run. She's got lots of support on the bank, people following her down. It's very nice to see. Next on course we have Victoria Slovazova from Slovakia again. She competed earlier in women's kayak this time, and she's looked like she's paddling very, very well. En route, a very nice line through there. She needs to rotate the boat around. That's good, she's working hard. Paddling very nicely through these stoppers. She really enjoys the white water. As you can see, she can handle it really well, keeping the boat on line, turning it when she needs to. On the way to the finish. Let's see what time she can do. 1 minute 09:55. Okay, now on course we have Jana Strelkova from the Czech Republic. It's like she's one of the paddlers that switches. We see that quite a lot in the C1. Helps them rotate. Keep the boat rotating, keep the boat straight. Doing nicely, very nice line through these waves and stoppers. Another switch. I think she'll switch back again in a second when she goes past this rock. There she goes, she's taking her time. And back on the power. Another switch. And she'll be down towards the finish. And she's going to be ahead of Victoria, I think, quite comfortably. Now on course we have Elsa Gobert from France. Quite a young paddler, still in the under 23 class. More of a sprint specialist, and has been paddling very nicely. She's got the boat running lovely. Just a little catch at the bow there to keep her on line. Managing the wave terrains really, really nicely, timing her strokes with the waves. That looks like a very good solid run, and that we should see that reflected quite well in the time. Just last few waves to go. And I think she'll be going to first position. Yes, 2 seconds, 2.3 seconds in front. And we've got Marie Nemkova on course, approaching one of the crux moves where I have to move to the left of the river but keep the boat straight. Oh, very nice. It, of course, probably favours paddlers that paddle on the right a little bit, because generally the whole course is around a slight left-hand bend, so it helps those that paddle on the right. In the seaward terms, we call them righties. It's a nice line. She just wants to clip the inside of that wave and down a little drop, holding the boat straight. She's getting a little bit of difficulty, but not too bad. And how are we doing on the time? It's going to be close. Into third spot for Maria. On course now we have Yves Vitaly Gilbert. There's a very famous father from whitewater racing, Hervé Vitaly. Get a little bit wide there. She paddles a lot on the River Drôme in France, and her dad's does a lot of Facebook work promoting the sport. She looks like she's paddling quite very nicely down the course. Nicely down there, keeping the boat nice and straight. Very nice line through then to the finish. And we are into 5th place. Anna Retkova now on course from Czech Republic. Paddling really, really well. Very strong young lady who was racing in kayak earlier, so doubling up. Very nice line through the stoppers and waves. Timing her strokes really, really well. And you can see she's got the boat moving really nicely in times with the waves. Will she switch again before the finish? Let's see. And into first place, 1.5 seconds in front. And of course we've got bit 104, Katerina Kupanova from Slovakia. It's great to see Slovakia back racing again. We haven't seen them for a couple of years. But she's going very, very well. Just controlling the boat through the waves. Doesn't look particularly, looks like she's catching her, leaning on her paddle a little bit at the end of the stroke for support. Looks good, a little bit deep in there. She needs to switch. Good, and there we go. Let's see if she can make it into the top 5. Okay, and on course is Alice Panato from Italy. There's a very famous father, Vladi Panato, multiple World Cup, World Champion and European Champion for many, many years. In fact, first became World Champion on the River Noce in 1993. He's probably one of the best canoe paddlers the world has ever seen, and his daughters are following in his footsteps. Alice is the oldest of the two. We'll see Cecilia paddling a little bit later. She's got the boat moving really, really nicely. Looks like she's taken an alternative line, which is down the right of the course there. And some of the Italians have been doing that, perhaps taking advantage of local knowledge. It's quite a good time into 1 minute 11:40. Next on course is Laura Fontaine from France. Very talented canoe paddler. As you can see, she's paddling down very, very smooth, very controlled, really, really nice canoe paddling technique. Just getting caught a little bit by the eddy. She's back online, going very nicely, just to the right of these waves. Looks like she's taking it quite easy, but it's hard to tell with this water. It's very, very heavy. There's a lot of flow behind it. The last few strokes. Okay, Cecilia Pinato on course. She became European champion in C1 2 days ago. She also won the women's C2 with her sister Elite, to be European champion. Looking very, very good. Nicely through these waves. Very in control. She's another lady that likes to switch. Let's see which line she's going to take. She's going left. She took the right line in a kayak this morning when she was paddling, so it's interesting to see she's chosen a different line for canoe. Let's see what this time is. It's going to be close. I don't think she's going to beat Laura. We'll just wait and see if we get confirm the results. So the fastest time was Anna Retkova at 1:05:34. Second, Cecilia Pinato, 1 second 17 down. Third place, Laura Fontaine, in 1 minute 6 seconds 81 hundredths. Fourth, Elisa Gobert, 1:06:84. And Yana Strilikova will be the top 5 qualified direct from the final. 6th place, Marie Mankova. 7th, Victoria Shlozova. She'll be very happy with that.
The title on the board, it says Canoe Slalom.
Oh, no, I didn't see it.
No.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you.
Ja, to jest czerwca.
Okay, welcome back to Val di Sole, northern Italy, in the region of Trentino. On the beautiful River Noccia, the sun is shining, and we're ready for round 2 of qualifications for the European Championships, Wildwater Racing Sprint Finals. Sprint Finals will be tomorrow, and we're just awaiting the start of Women's K1. First off will be Etling Glynis from Switzerland, Victoria Slonchazova from Slovakia, Gomez Romero, Alba Ononik, Nora Liz Zedler, Cecilia Panato, Emma Lacoste, Marguerite de Basque, Christina Massini, Laura Milne, and Big Ten. Got a total of 24 starters for women's kayak. 5 have already automatically qualified for the sprint final. The River Noccia and Val di Sole in the town of Mezzana have a long history of organising wild water competitions. I think the first competitions here were in the early 80s. The World Championships in 1993, where Vladi Panato won his first World Senior title, and he's actually the organiser of this event this weekend. So it's good that he's still in the sport and doing his bit. He also coaches the Italian team, and he's put on an amazing event this week. Had challenging weather conditions. The river was very, very low last week for some of the teams that were training. Then some warm weather and thundery heavy rain in the evenings sent the river up, so we had a day when we weren't allowed to paddle on the sprint course due to the high water level. That's gradually receded and the water level dropping, and it's a lovely level for racing today. Still very challenging and technical. Got to be able to navigate the white water and avoid the rocks and keep on the fastest line. The water is very, very powerful, and it's a constant 5 kilometres of grade 2, grade 3 river that's flowing at a high speed. There's a lot of weight behind the paddle at each stroke, so you see some of the paddlers having a slower cadence than normal due to the pressure from the water behind the blade. Okay, we have the first person away. Glynis Etland from Switzerland. Got lots of support you can hear in the background from the bells. She looks to be paddling very nicely. Just going to navigate across. It's one of the crux moves on the course, which she's just done very, very well. Just taking this line, not getting too close in. She's going to turn and rotate the boat round nicely to navigate these waves and stoppers. On the way through, she's going slightly higher waterline, rather more direct than some of the other competitors have done, which leaves her in the waves a little bit longer than she would perhaps like. And she's going for the left-hand route, sorry. on her way down to the finish. Who's going to set the initial time for everybody else to beat. There are another 10 boats to qualify from this round. En route on the course is Victoria Stoltzova. She competed probably 40 minutes ago in Women's C1. She had a very, very good run. Kayak is a second class, so she's a little bit not as confident in it, which is unusual, because the canoe classes are generally thought to be harder and higher skilled than the kayak classes. But she's doing very well, picking her way down. Just had a little tail tap in that drop there. Oh, keep it straight, Victoria. So she's going undecided on the line, I think. She's causing her to doubt herself. Fortunately, I don't think she'll be contending to the final place in the final, but she'll be very, very happy to be down. Super nice athlete. Okay, number 3 is on course from Spain, Noria Romero Gomez, taking a slightly more direct line. Looks quite a nice line there, past that wave, staying out and away from the rock. A little bit of work to do to get the boat straightened up. So it looks to be smiling there and having fun. It's very nice to see. Enjoying the white water. Struggling a little bit to keep the boat straight. But it's great learning and experience. It takes a number of years and lots of miles on white water to get good at paddling one of these boats down this sort of water. Let's see what time she does. There, 1 minute 12. Okay, and on course is Alba Oronic from Spain also. Looks like she's paddling very nicely. Good control, good timing of her strokes through the waves, good control of the boat. I obviously spoke too soon, but she's managed that okay. Just to get back online, accelerate the boat, try and get it moving fast to the water, because that gives you more control, allows you to turn easier. Got a good boat angle through there, just getting quite close to that rock, just misses it. That was a nice line actually. Going through. Last few strokes to the finish. Time of 109. Next on course, Nora Liz Zedler from Switzerland. Bit of a too much sharp angle, she can correct that and she can keep it online. Nicely through these waves. Get the boat rotated round. Swiss team have a lot of whitewater rivers to paddle, so you can see she's managing and paddling very nicely through the waves. She's picking up for the finish. Just done that move there very nicely. And then last few strokes, looks like it could be offsetting the fastest time of the day so far. Okay, Giulia Panato, she was racing again just 40 minutes ago in Women's C1. She's also very accomplished in Women's K1 and Women's C2, so she's very good all-round specialist. She's really grabbing the water, pulling the boat past her. Cecilia is probably one of the most decorated paddlers on the circuit at the moment, with multiple World, European, World Cup titles to her name. Yeah, we would expect this to be a very nice time. 101, 4.5 seconds in front, straight into first place. And she'll be hoping that will carry her through to the final. Bib number 7 is Emma Lacoste. From France. France have probably got the most depth in wild water racing of any other country in the world. They have a very, very good support structure. Supports all their athletes really well. Very good group structure. They've been developed athletes through their careers. They're also super competitive to make the French team. They're just oversteering a little bit out of shape. She won't be particularly pleased with that, I wouldn't have thought. A little bit deep into that stopper. Interesting to see how close to Cecilia she is. Just outside Cecilia's time. We've got Marguerite de Hask from Belgium on course. Taking on a few waves near the top. Getting ready for the left move across. Overcook that a little bit, but she's getting it straight. Come on, be brave. Keep it going. Very nicely through there. The Belgian team also have a rich history of success in whitewater with Maxime Richard. And back in the day, Jean-Pierre Berny was multiple world champion. So Maxime has won the sprint world title a couple of times, and he's now coaching the team. And a nice sprint finish to the end. And then Christina Massini from Germany, bib number 9. Very nice line through here. Keep the boat away from the rock, then turn in. Oh, we're struggling a little bit, going to take on a bit of water. It's a boat. We need to get that correction. Not let it enter her head, get the boat back online, re-accelerate. Just still struggling a little bit. Let's see how she does now. It's going to be a good line through there and off towards the finish. Okay, now we've got Laura Miller from Great Britain. Very experienced whitewater paddler. Had 8 seasons competing at a senior level. Looks like she's struggling a little bit this afternoon. She won't be as happy as she would want to be with that run. So far, let's see if she can pull it back together. Let's see that she's back online. She's going through that stopper. This is a very testing course at Val di Sole. On the River Noche, a lot of the athletes. You see a lot of people making lots of small mistakes. Down to the finish, and then she's going to be followed by Freya Price, bib number 11, again from Great Britain. Trains with Laura in Scotland. And this is her first senior competition. And she's first year as a senior as well. She was at the Junior World European Championships in Davonwell last year. Did very well. So I think she's going to be pleased with this run. It's going very well so far. Yep, come on, Freya. That's it. Keep it straight. Accelerate again. Just manage these waves. Take time on your strokes nicely. And she's keeping it straight. I think she'll be very, very pleased with that. Good for such a young athlete. first international season as a senior. And next is Emma Christie. Happens to be my daughter. And she's going very well to start with. A nice line down there. She's been overcooking this move a little bit during the week, but she's got that perfect. Going very, very well so far. Come on, Emma. Hold it together. Get your boat turned. That's it. Take your time. Tiny strokes. Lovely so far. She'll be very satisfied, I think. And she keeps it together. A little bit offline there. She's certainly going for it. She'd be absolutely ecstatic to make the final. So let's see what she can do. Last few strokes. And 105. We've got now Christina Novozadova on course. Daughter of Lucas Novozad, one of the top Czech canoe paddlers in his day. Did very well in the Classic. Yeah, I expect she'll be through to the final. Very, very nice paddling. Timing the strokes well over the wave, keeping the boat relatively flat. Through there, don't overcook the bend. And down towards the finish. Looking very strong. Still pulling hard towards the line. So that's just outside Cecilia's time. And next we have another Belgian athlete. Clemence Holpau. It's going very well, nice cadence, nice high stroke rate. Lovely line through there. Never come across. Yeah, that's very nice, nice and direct. Struggling a little bit to get the boat turned around the bend. She's back online. Perhaps a little bit deep in that stopper, need to straighten it up. Accelerate again. You often see athletes saving themselves on the first runs and giving it everything on the second runs to try and make a place in the final. She's made a slight error towards the finish there. Let's see how her time is. And into 9th place, 107. Yeah, Felicia Duprenz from France. A little bit late on the cross. That's not too bad. Oh no, it's Constance Vienne from Germany, sorry. Losing away a little bit, panicking a little. Paddling nicely towards the finish now. And a big sprint for the finish. There's a time looking into 4th place. Now we've got Felicia Duprenz. Has been missing from the French team for the last couple of years, but is very talented whitewater sprint paddler. She's helped the British team out a great deal in the past at helping those final lines at Trignac, the World Championships in France a few years ago. Okay, really nice line. You can see she's really grabbing the water, using each stroke, timing the strokes with the waves. Very nice line, nice and straight. Let the boat skid a little bit there. Need to get it straight and away to the finish. Maya Benato for Italy. You may be able to hear the crowd in the background supporting a home athlete. She had a very good first run and she's making it look very good again. Really going for it. Making every stroke count. Very nice line through there, reaching over the waves. Keeping the boat nice and straight. You really need to accelerate on this bit, stop the boat skidding. And off she goes down to the finish. And she's going to time 1:02. Nice, just behind Cecilia, I think. Here for Germany, you've got Lisa Kostel. And she's attacking much more on this run than on her first run. That's a little stumble there. That was only very minor. Super nice dry line through there. That's it. You've really got to attack out of that rock and get the boat moving again. And it helps down here in this wavy section if you carry a bit more boat speed in. Nicely through the waves. Nice line, nice and direct. It's very close to that rock, but that's fine. That's a really quick line, direct way to the finish. Land into 4th place. I think she'll be pleased with that. Now, Anna Ratkova from the Czech Republic. Again, she was racing in C1 about 50 minutes ago, so there's not a lot of recovery time before the second class. Very young athlete, very powerful. They have a really good atmosphere in the Czech team. She's made slight mistakes and get turned, just got away with it. So let's see how that's affected her time. It's still going to be quite good. And 1:02 into 4th place. So it's getting super tight at the top. Next on course we have Klara Vankova, another Czech athlete. Nice line along here, nice and direct, keeping it straight. You can get a good few accelerating strokes in there. Lovely. You can see she's really grabbing the water. Nice high stroke rate, working really hard. This should be a good time, I think. You can see the boats visibly moving past a little bit deep into that hole. We're slightly annoyed with that. And making almost a similar mistake to Anna. Okay, he's going to be very close to Cecilia's time, and she's into 2nd position. Okay, Kerry Christie. He looks a little bit out of shape. She's one of GB's strongest paddlers, and also my eldest daughter. She's been struggling with a fever, cold and flu earlier in the week, but she loves to race, so she's fighting well, even though she's not feeling great. And she again would love to make the final. Let's see what she can do. Looks to be paddling much better than on her first run. There's another couple of hours of recovery, makes an amazing amount of difference. And she's had yesterday, she had the day in bed recovering, so she hasn't had much practice. Let's see how she does. Got a nice line down there through to the finish. And into 15th place. I don't think she'll be too upset with that. considering the week of training she had. Now for Italy, Matilda Rosa. I expect Matilda should go through to the final. She's a super strong paddler. Paddles on the River Noce a lot. Very experienced. Been on the circuit for a number of years. Had quite a few successes along the way. She's working hard. Just need to get the boat rotated. She's working for it. Making it straight. She's going to be outside the time of Cecilia. Into 7th place. Next we have Alina Zimmer from Germany. Coming down the straight. And a nice dry line through there. Boat's running very flat. That's good. Now she does the cross to the left. A little bit late, but that's okay. Having to fight a little bit. Past this wave. The boat nice and level. That was very nice. She's got the boat rotated round. Going to find the tongue right on the fastest water there. This is looking like a very nice run as well so far. She's just going to stay out of these waves a little bit. Let the boat turn. And she's going for the right hand route. It's interesting to see her time. If the river keeps dropping, we might see some route changes as the water level goes down. At the beginning of the week at low water, everybody was practicing down the right line at the end. She's into 10th place. Okay, the last lady on the water, Laura Zinazal from Belgium. She's been looking very good on the water all week. Looks like she's struggling to get around the corner. She's a little bit offline. Yeah, a little bit like the British paddlers, some of the Belgians, they don't get to paddle water with this power, this much white water very often. Okay, on our way down to the finish. Let's see if she can make the final. Time is ticking. And she's into 11th place, so I think she'll be just outside. Another 3-minute gap now until men's C1. Okay, and then the winning time from Heat 2, Cecilia Panato with 1 minute, 1 second, 27 hundredths. Clara Vankova in second, Kristina Zadova in third place. Fourth, Maya Bagnato. Fifth, Anna Retkova. Sixth, Lisa Costel. Seventh was Matilda Rosa. And eighth, Felicia Dupress. And ninth, Emma Lacoste. And in 10th place, Alina Zimmer. All through to the final. Congratulations, ladies. And then in 11th place, there was Laura Zinzel for Belgium. 12th, Constance Vienne. 13th, Emma Christie from Great Britain. 14th, Glenys Etlin, followed by Freya Price from Great Britain. And 16th, Christina Massini. 17th, Nora Liz Zedler from Switzerland. And 18th, Kerry Christie. 21st, Marguerite de Hask. 22nd, Alba Enrique. Okay, and we're underway with the men's C1. First on course is Diego Babato from Italy. He's a new athlete on the scene, managing the water really well. He's switching. We see a lot of the Canadian paddlers or canoe paddlers like to switch. It helps them change direction. Yeah, keep control of the boat. He's running his boat very nicely through the waves. There's a very nice line through there, just to the left of that stopper. And he'll set the initial time for everybody to beat. Let's see where he ends up. 1:06.51. Okay. Next on course, Jaromir Ivanecki from Slovakia. Quite a long way out in those waves. He's got the boat moving nicely. Very nice line through there. Got the boat rotated. Right through the tongue. They're going to struggling a little bit to get the boat turned around, but he's away again. It's good. And error there on the crossbow to get the boat turned. Yeah, last few strokes to the finish line. I think that should take him into first place. Yep, 4 seconds in front, 1:02. On course, Andrew Crowhurst from Great Britain. He's a super nice guy, very helpful, does a lot for the sport in the UK, organises some regional and national races, a little bit deep in that stopper. Struggling, just needs to keep his cool, get the boat back online, get it running. Have to work quite hard to keep the boat where he wants it. And I think he's improved massively over the last few years, gaining experience on the international scene. And he would love to make the final, and is, in my eyes, quite capable. So let's see where the clock puts him. Okay, 1:06 and into third. Next we have from Spain, Rodrigo Ramos Colado. Little tail tap in that rock. And down here. Very nice. He's a lefty, so he paddles on the left-hand side. Doing very well. Got the boat in a nice position. Just going to ride out a couple of waves here. And nicely through there. Very nicely done. May well take the lead with that run. Into second place. Okay, Stefano Mappelli from Italy. Going very well through there, so he's keeping the boat nice and flat. And you can see how quick the boat's moving. Just a little bit. Oh, and he's almost over. He's got it up. Well, I think he can probably recover from that and still make the final. I think he's going fast enough. Just needs to keep his cool now. There we go. Let's see where the time is. And second place, even with that mistake and big support. Okay, now from Serbia, Pavel Sredavovic. He's the only canoe paddler from Serbia racing at the moment. But he's very talented. Got his boat running very nicely through those last waves. Nice big long strokes, whipping the rate a bit. Very nicely through there. Yeah, it's a very nice straight line. I think that should be a good time. Yeah, clearly into first place. Okay, next up from the Czech Republic, Andrej Kvalpil. Really nice line through there. You can see he's working hard. Very high stroke rate. Oh well, you can see the effort going into each stroke. You can really see his technique when he locks onto the water. Very nice line. He can come back at this rock for the left move. A little bit in the eddy there, that will have slowed him down, so we need to accelerate out of there and off towards the finish. He's going to be outside of Pavel's time. Going to 5th place. Next we have another Italian on course, Lorenzo Scappini. Very nice line through here. Right on the tongue, that was lovely. There we go, let's see him. He's going to pick it up through these waves, timing his strokes nicely. He's taking his time, getting his line correct, struggling a little bit to get the boat turned left, being a lefty. Don't think we've seen him switch yet, so he must be prefer the left all the time. On the outside Pavel's time. Getting into 2nd position. Nice result. Tommaso Mappelli from Italy. I think he'll comfortably make the final. Trying he doesn't make any mistakes. A really good athlete. There he goes, nicely through there. Last technical bit of the course to go. He's just made a slight error. But again, I think he'll be in the last few strokes. Into 5th place. With 2 more paddlers to go, so he should just have made the final. Next, we've got Czech team, Natus Pierre. Looking good, boat seems to be moving very well. A nice high stroke rate. Reaching for each stroke. Going very well, a little bit deep in that stopper. Aiming for the left-hand line, but going for it a little bit late. See how he negotiates this rock. That's very good. And to finish, I think he's going to be outside Pavel's time again. Into 3rd place. He'll be qualifying for the last boat on the course, Charles Ferrand. from France. Yeah, it's nice. It's got a boat nice, running nicely through there. And a bit of steering. Looks like he's fighting the water a little bit more than he would perhaps like. I've got to rotate the ground nicely past the rock. Accelerating through these next two drops. Okay, that's very nicely. Hardly any water over his deck. So we're always aiming to keep the boat as dry as possible. If we get hit in the chest by waves and things, it just takes speed off the boat. That's a nice line through to the finish. And into 5th place. We'll wait for the final classification. Okay, first place, Pavel Dravicevic from Serbia, taking the first spot from the second rounds. And second place, Cesare Lorenzo Scapini. And third place, Matthias Baer. Fourth place, Jaromir Ivanecki. Fifth, Charles Film. And Andrew Crowhurst taking 11th. Okay, we're now awaiting the start of men's K1. First boat on the water will be from Fernando Fernandez Martinez from Spain. We're just awaiting his start. So all these guys will be very keen to make it through to the final. They'll be pushing super hard. A couple of slight mistakes at the top of the course for Fernando. They're coming across slightly late, but okay, across a little stumble. He's really working hard. And he wants to make the final. A little bit offline, too much in the waves, another little stumble. But he's managing the water. It's all good experience for a lot of these paddlers that are new to their teams and to this type of water. They're down in the time of 1:06.99. Next we have Claudiu Ramos Molnar, one of the International Canoe Federations or the European Canoe Federation's development paddlers. He's borrowed an introductory boat from the GB team. And he's finding all the nice white water. We're having a great time. Getting slightly deep in all these holes. But Claudiu's had a great week training. He's new to whitewater. He's loving every minute paddling this beautiful white water on the River Noche. From Switzerland, Samuel Peter. Local Swiss support is out with the cowbells. A very nice line through there, riding up and over the waves. A little bit deep into that stopper, getting some water on his face. And very nicely through those waves. Needs to now accelerate down towards this last move. Looks like he's going to do that very nicely, keeping the boat nice and straight. He can just accelerate towards the finish, time his strokes. And off we go. And 5 seconds into the lead. Okay, now from Spain, got Raul Delgado. A little bit offline, but it's going to be quite straight. Taking a big hit. That's it. He can take the emergency exit. Oh! He can get himself free. Good, good, good. Wiggle your boat a bit. He's going to spin. You can see the disappointment and the shake of his head. And he'll be annoyed with himself. But sprint racing is very frenetic. You have to go for it. I always think it's better to go for it and crash than have a nice safe run. I think you could have done better. Well, now on course, Cornell Fletcher from Switzerland. And a very nice line through the waves there. A little bit late on the move over. That's good. It looks like he's got the boat moving really nicely. Through the offsets in the waves, kept the boat really flat, a little bit of a skid there. Off he goes down, through and away. Nice direct line to the finish, close to the rock. And let's see where that puts him. It's going to be close to, yes, the fastest time, 3 seconds up. Now we have Freddie Brown from GB. Brother of Hannah Brown, he's double world champion in whitewater sprint. Freddie's been paddling really, really nicely. Come on, Freddie, let's see what you can do. We'd love to see you in a final. Very nice through there. The back of line, Freddie's super powerful over 10-20 strokes. So he's going to have to fight for it. It's a good line. Straight, you can see his bib moving side to side. He's getting good trunk rotation, using his legs inside the boat. And into second place. Let's see if that can take him through to the final. He would be super happy if he can. Next bib 53, Sergio Rupaz. Nice, slightly offline into the waves. And he's taking an alternative, quite a wide line. Not seen anybody do that yet. Taking that wave full in the face. You can see the boat, you physically take the speed off the boat when you hit a big wave like that. But he's definitely working hard when he comes through the commentary. When he's got offline, he's into the eddy. He's going to have to be struggling to recover from that, I think. There's too many errors to get him through to the final, but let's see what the time says. Into fourth place. Okay, from Austria, Benjamin Cavalieri. Slightly different technique, got his hands very high at the front of the stroke. Timed his strokes very well. Needs to keep the boat straight through here. Taking on a bit too much of a wave there. But nicely through here, keep it nice and direct to the finish. That's a good line. Last few strokes. He's going to be behind Cornell. Just into second. Okay, next on course, Clement Mongenel from France. Oh, slightly offline there, he's recovered it nicely. He's getting the boat squirrel around a little bit too much rather than keeping the direct line. Oh, he's deep into that hole. He's got the boat moving again. Despite all of that, I think it's going to be a respectable time. At 4th place, just under the minute mark. There from Macedonia, Blago Bujinov. He's a super powerful guy. See his Facebook posts over the winter. He's been doing a lot of training with his coach Lujo. It doesn't look quite as nice as his first run this morning. Looks to be maybe trying a little bit too hard. A little bit deep in there. You see the boat stalled. Going to re-accelerate it again. Just offline. Yeah, down into 5th place. Okay. There for Slovakia, Jakub Piskacek. Okay, looks like he's fighting the water a little bit. Just a little bit late on some of the moves. Got a very high stroke rate. He's got the boat moving now. And he's running quite nicely. Okay, very nicely through there. And through there. And he's got his local support running down the bank after him. It's very nice to see. The teams going into 7th position. And again from Macedonia, has got a mistake at the top. Christian Lazarov. That's going to be hitting the tail of his boat. Might have got away with that. Now he can get back on the racing line where the fast water is. Just needs to keep control of his bow. Very close to the rock. But quite a nice line. Through. That's great. Macedonia organised World Cup races last year. We've got a World Cup race later on in the season, and they have a really great local national scene going down in Macedonia, and loads of kids enjoying whitewater racing. For Italia, Lorenzo Corti. Very high stroke rate from Lorenzo. Very nice line. Local support in the background. Just managing the waves, and then up goes to stroke rate again. Last little moves before the finish. And then there goes again. Let's see. It's going to be close on the time clock, I think. Into third place. Now waiting Marcel Plum from Germany. Again, you can see how hard these guys are working. A super high stroke rate. They just slowed it down to get this move. Huge cross. They use this fast water up the straight rates, accelerate to weight. There we go. Nicely past these waves, right on the fast water. Needs to hold the boat straight. That's good. And he's got through these nice offsets that are starting to appear as the water drops a little bit. Just a little hesitation. It's been very difficult all week due to the changing water levels to get consistent practice. Okay, into first place. 400ths of a second. Oliver Sugar next for Slovakia. Just fighting a little bit with the water as he comes down. Just got a little bit too far left, but he's managed that nicely. You can see he really wants this every stroke. And he's working for it. Little tail tap. A little bit too far left. Oh, and he's gone really deep, and he's over. I think he'll be rolling up. Yep. Keep going, Oliver. Get the boat going. Never give up. 109 into 13th. Now we've got Nick Borum. Bit of a classic specialist for the GB team. Does a lot of recreational whitewater paddling. Also gets involved with organising races. He has his own blog called River Stench, which is often very comedic and well written articles about whitewater racing and whitewater canoeing in general. Just timely strokes. Dragged into the eddy a little bit, but he'd love to beat some of the other British guys. Let's see what he can do. Okay, 101, 7th place. Alex Sheppy, from Great Britain. He got his first international medal last year in Velez at the Wildwater World Cup in Macedonia. He's been struggling a little bit with the water this week, but he looks to be managing it very well this afternoon. A little bit deep in there. Come on, Alex. Last little move. Let's see how it is. No! Oh, Alex. He'll be annoyed with himself. Yeah, back to the top of the course with Nevin Klut from Serbia. He's nicely out of the waves on the top of the course. Good high stroke rate. Working hard. Nice line across there. Through into the waves. Taking a bit too much of that on. That will cost him a few tenths. And a little bit late on the turn behind the rock. But he's back on line. And one of the things that tends to happen on this course, if you get offline, the mistakes just grow and grow and grow. I think it starts with a small mistake at the top, ends up with a big mistake at the bottom. Ooh, just stumbled over his paddle and he hit the back of his boat. Last few strokes and to the finish, and into 8th place. Very respectable. Here comes Alexander Zlatarov from Macedonia. He really enjoys the big water. A super strong guy. He's been doing quite a bit of running over the winter, done a few half marathons. He's just struggling a little bit on the last few moves to the finish. Let's see him and across the line. There he goes into 11th place. Our first Czech paddler in the final and the second heat. Wojtek Maciejczak. Oh, he's going to have to work to bring that back. And it's going to keep going. It's back online. There are very few people getting the course really, really clean and getting a perfect line. The water's so strong. It's going to be close into 3rd place. Next we're waiting new singleton from GB. He's in his first year as senior. It's a big achievement to be here. But he loves the big water. Accelerating down there, using the most of the water. That was a very nice hue. Get the boat rotated. Slightly offline. Going to get wet in there. Oh, he'll be disappointed. Go on, Hugh, keep going. Back on the gas. Looks like he's decided that's enough. Oh, he's going again. And into 8th place. Okay, next on course is Christopher Massini from Germany. Took on a little bit too much water there. And through here. It's looking good. Working really hard. Germany again have a rich history in wildwater racing. Generally prefer classic racing to sprint racing. Just a little bit offline, but on his way to the finish. And into 6th place. There now, local guy, Roberto Lenardi from Italy. Okay, nice line through here. Really accelerating on the flat bit. Just taking time with the strokes. Important to get the line right past here. The local support from the home crowd. Very nice. Timing his strokes, accelerating again. Working on getting his line correct through here, taking his time, and he'll go again. Okay, last few paddle strokes to the finish. Really pushing hard. Nice to see. Is he going to be in there? Yes, first place. Super tight at the top. Okay, and another boat from Italy, Andrea Bernardi. Taking on a few waves up at the top of the course. Coming down, he's going to rotate the boat, get it pointing left. That was very nicely done. Not quite as aggressive as Roberto, but still looks like he's going well. Very nice line through there, and he's through the offsets really well, keeping the boat flat. We'll just ease back now, take his time his strokes. There's the finish. Let's see how he's going to do compared to his teammate. Could be close. Ooh, 7th place. From Slovakia, Alan Porobski, just coming into view. Taking on a few waves at the top. He's got the boat nice and flat. Looks like he's... Oh, that's good line. Nice line. Through there. On left of these waves. Getting the boat rotated nicely. He's working hard. Over it. So I've just been joined by Nicholas Borum from GB to help me with the commentary.
Hi there, everybody. Lovely to make your acquaintance. I can tell you now, Jamie, it's a really tough course out there.
It is.
We've never had the same water levels twice throughout the entire 2 weeks that we've been here, and everybody's struggling, but
there are lots of mistakes being made out there.
Lots of mistakes. I was just catching up with Alex on our team after he had a little spin out just before the finish, which was pretty heartbreaking.
Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah. It seems a little bit gutted, but we'll all bounce back.
Yeah, we will. Here we have Philip Plum from Germany. Do you want to talk us through his line, Nick?
Yeah, so this is the most chaotic and really rowdiest bit. You need to cut super close to that rock here to avoid getting pushed out wide into the flow. Now he's doing quite a good job coming down close there, but he's maybe a little bit hard left as we come now under the bridge. Under this bridge, it gets really choppy. It's very difficult to find any good paddle strokes there coming through, and you can lose a lot of boat speed if you're not careful. But he seems to have gotten away with it, and now he's sneaking around for that left-hand line.
Let's see what his time comes out at. Got a couple more strokes. I think he's just going to be outside it. Yeah, it's super tight at the top. So he's into 11th. Now
Close, but not quite close enough for finals.
No, looks like we're outside finals. So now on course, Paul Winkler from Austria.
Paul's a lovely chap. I remember bumping into him first time in Sobrero in 2021, and he's come a long, long way since then, particularly in his sprint paddling. Now he's dropping down, getting a little bit wet, but cutting it nice and close to that rock. And now he needs to dig deep. This is one of the few flat sections of the course, and he needs to put the power down while he can.
Taking on a little bit of water there.
Yeah.
Through the offsets quite nicely. He's timing his strokes.
A little bit left, it'll make it harder to come back for that left-hand move now. But he's gotten through there nicely, nice and flat. Close to that rock there, but getting away with it by the looks of things. And now just putting the power on to the finish.
Yeah, I think he's going to be outside the cut-off times. Yeah, and into 15th place. Back up to the top of the course, we've got Augustin Raboul, a silver medalist from the Classic 2 days ago. He's got a super high stroke rate.
Yeah. He did very well at the World Cups here last year. He does look like he's been struggling a little bit though on the this tough white water. A lot of the French paddlers are favouring artificial courses at the moment. They've got nice big flat sections where you can really pick up the rate. Here in Mezzana, it's just chunky all the way. But Augenstein looks like he's finding the power now, picking the boat up through that chop.
He's timed his strokes very nicely. Got the boat rotated, nice and close to that rock, no skid. And away we go, down to finish. Let's keep an eye on the time. Ooh, 1.49
nice.
seconds into the lead. That should secure him a place in the final. Back to the top of the course from Slovenia.
The Slovenians, of course, a very, very strong paddling team. Starting to see some of their younger paddlers coming through now. Got a little bit close to that rock at the top there and looking like he was just struggling to find the place to put his strokes in. But hopefully he can bring that back and start accelerating it through on this section now. Yes, that's nice.
Yeah, he looks not quite as big as the other Slovenians, but their recent crop have all been super tall, super big guys.
Yes, well, sadly we can't all be Nates, can we? But, I am here trying. Still a good time.
Very good time. Very good time. There we go. Finn Bolgler from Germany.
Yeah, very tall lad. Should have lots of reach on his stroke, lots of power.
Keeping the boat nice and flat through this section, ready to move left. That was done very nicely. Accelerating down.
Yeah, that's beautiful. He's really finding the flat sections through there.
There we go, right on the tongue, just a little hesitation.
Now, where is he in these waves? He looks like he's just about found a flat line through there. Now cutting in close, maybe a little bit into the eddy, but I actually think that's really good. Coming through there, he just needs to put the power down now to the finish.
Because I think he's going to be slipping down the timings. 10th place.
Oh, right on the bubble.
Yes. Now from Belgium, Leon Bogerts. Super nice guy from Belgium. Always comes over for a chit chat. Looking very good through there. Accelerating down on that section nicely through past the big wave. A little stumble around the corner.
I'm sure that he can get back on the power now though. Coming in through there, keeping that relatively dry. It's difficult in that stopper, but he's found a way.
Yeah, he's got the boat running nicely through there, nice and flat. Maybe a little bit deep, but nice and direct.
Yes, you'd really think that you could cut that corner, but I did it yesterday in practice and I needed a snorkel. So you do have to be careful on that line.
Oh, into 11th place.
Oh, that's tough luck for Johan there.
Okay, now from Spain, we've got Guillermo Fidalgo de Leon. And into third, very nice. Okay, Jan Zindler, next up from Czech Republic.
Oh, I love Jan. We had a lovely paddle on the D when he came over for our ECA Cup in November.
Yeah, he's a super guy. Very talented young paddler. Super nice line, just a little hesitation there. Got the boat turned nice and early.
Still looking smooth though.
Yeah.
Yes, and through there without losing much speed at all.
I think that's a very tidy run so far.
Yeah.
He's a super technical paddler. Oh, deep in there. Got to keep going, keep fighting.
Come on, Jan. Like I said, it's very difficult to misjudge that little bit there and dive deep on the stopper, and it really does suck a lot of speed out.
Yeah, it's like starting again from scratch.
Yeah, at this point in the race as well, that's almost impossible.
13th.
Your arms are filled with lactic.
So he'll be disappointed, that'll be outside the final. Leon Montelet from Belgium.
Incredible paddler, 3rd place in the Classic the other day. Had a little bit of an unfortunate line through the bridge here earlier, but I'm sure that he'll be looking to fix that. Close to the rock, but I don't think that's going to hurt him. I think he's just going to take all of the speed down through there.
Yeah, you can see the boat's moving well. He's got to get turned around. Anything just slightly offline, but he needs to keep it straight through here. Taking that wave, and then he needs to find there's some nice offsets that people have been finding through here to get a nice flat line. It's nice and direct through there. Doesn't need to panic. Yes, it's nice. Got stalled a little bit in the stopper behind the rock. It's going to be close. Into 4th place. That'll take him through to the final.
Yeah, well-deserved position as well.
Yeah. Now from France, Luca Baron. Probably their top sprint paddler at the moment.
Yes, but we were chatting to him earlier this week, and he said that he was struggling in this style of water. Again, he much prefers a sort of artificial course where you've got flat sections, and that was unfortunate, taking a big hit on that rock there. That will have sucked some of the speed out of the boat, but one of Luca's talents is re-accelerating it, and there he goes through this section, making the most of what little flat water there is to really pick the boat speed up again.
Yeah, but you can see him just stumbling and falling off balance in the boat, it looks like.
Yeah, as we said, this is a difficult course, and once you're offline, the situation tends to escalate.
Yes, it compounds down the course. And to 14th place.
I think he'll be a little bit disappointed with that, if I'm honest.
Will be. Okay, now I have Simon Oven from Slovenia, reigning world and European champion. He had a little incident on his first run, which I'm sure he'll be aware of and be correcting for on the way down.
Yes, we were all watching from below, and there was a sizable shock from the crowd, but he's through there without any problems on this run, and it looks like he's putting together the run that we know that he is capable of.
He was smiling about it when he was stuck on the rock earlier, so he's taking it all in his stride.
I think that's one of the key things to remember. You know, we all make mistakes, but it is the lessons that you take from them. And
this is looking like a good time, Nick. Maybe I spoke too soon.
8th
place into the final.
He's definitely learned his lesson from that first run.
Yes. That's it, I think. Okay, so I think this is a list of those that have qualified through to the final. Qualifying in first place was...
Good luck.
That was a little bit fast for me to read.
We can see that the cut-off there is Maciek, though, from Czech Republic. Unfortunately, Benjamin from Austria just missing out on that position. A few upsets. I'm a little bit surprised to see that Jan's not in the final. A little bit disappointed for Freddie there, but that's an excellent effort. Obviously, I'm most disappointed about myself not being in the final, but here we are.
No, but you've had a good week.
We've had an excellent time. This is a really beautiful river, and it is one of my favourite places to come paddling. This is the 3rd year we've raced here now in a row.
Yes.
And I will be a little bit sad to not come back here next year.
Well, it's never too late to convince the Italian officials to organise us another race for next year. We'd be very, very happy to be back. All the athletes love paddling here on proper white water, really clean, beautiful surroundings. All the people in Mezzana are super friendly.
Good pizza too.
Very good pizza in Italy. So I think we've got a short break until the C2 classes, which start in approximately 30 minutes. So we'll join you again for the men's and then the women's C2 qualifications.
Not too bad. It's quite loud.
It is. I can't hear anything now.
Right, I might go get changed.
Yes.